Okay, enough of that nonsense. Look at this big mess I created last night. Wood chipping away, chipping. I did it. This pumpkin and an owl sitting on the pumpkin. So I think for this part, I'm going to use my Dremel, and we'll talk about shaping the owl's head. So owls are like real owls have tails. This owl doesn't have a tail. I really don't care. It doesn't need to have a tail. Owls can be whatever you want them to be. Do you know what I mean? They're totally fantasy if you want them to be fantasy. Like if you just Google owls, just Google owls, you'll see like or Google owl drawings or owl outlines. You'll see a whole bunch of different style stuff owls that don't look like real owls. They don't have to look like real owls. As long as it looks like an owl, it will be an owl. So I did the use the flex cut knives. I got a bunch here. I got a bunch of these. These are chipping knives or something. These are the Swiss made ones. Um, my favorite knife still is. I'm not just saying this. My favorite knife to use is the Just Carve Rob knife that he made me. Yep, to Jordy, Just Carve Rob. This is still my favorite knife to use. Anyways, let me get this mess cleaned up and then we'll talk about the owl. I got to do some pumpkins too. Okay, so like I said, owls can be whatever you want them to be. I just whittled this one. I was goofing around, messaging with Just Carve Rob. Told him saying, "Look out, Just Carve Rob, because Just Carve Rob is a great whittler." So this is basswood. I ordered this a year back. I think it's like 2 inches by 2 inches by 6 inches or something. Just ordered it on Amazon. This is stuff I think is the best for whittling basswood for sure, or whatever you call it, chipping. Or I'm gonna, so you see this one. This is I name my owls sometimes fluffer owls because they just look like they're big fat fluffy things. So this is basically a Geordie fluffer owl. I'm not basing it trying to carve a real looking owl. I do want it to look like an owl, but not like a real one that's actually able to fly off the wood and go catch some mice or something, like a realistic one. So I'm gonna like this one, the face. So there's a wing here and a wing here. The face is forward. I think the easiest way to do it is so you got your wing here, then the face is looking this way off the wing, because if the wing's here and your face is looking off the wing, that's all you're looking at. You're looking at one wing and the face. But when you do it so it's looking straight and you got two wings, well, you got to try and make these wings equal to each other, right? Like the same size. If maybe this owl might want to drop his wing and sit with this wing way down and this wing sitting up there, so they don't have to be perfect. But I think it is easier to make it so the owl's looking off of its wing. I'll just kind of I got the Professor sketch pad here, carving fusion that is. So pretend let's just do a center line here. So this is just really quick. So this would we're going to do the side view. So you want to give your owl some slope, kind of right. So that would be there. Then you're just pretend this is his body here. Then his head's there, right? Then you put your wing in. Then you get your wing in. And then if you want to do talons, like this one doesn't even not even going to have any talons. I just don't care. So that's how easy that is for the side view. But then when you do the center line, when you do the front view, so then the body would kind of be fat, whatever. It can be skinny. But then you'd have a wing here, then a wing here. So you have to try and make those wings equal to each other. I just think this is easier to do. So pretend we're doing, so we got our owl here. We got our center line on here. Um, so we'll be, when I'm drawing this, we're going to be looking at the top part of this, the head. Okay, so and that's what we're going to carve next. So top part of the head. So your owl's looking this way, right? So what first cuts I want to do? Well, it's not like chainsaw. You got to slowly take the wood away. Is go like this and remove this wood here. Um, so let's draw it on here. Continue with your center line, right? Then you want to go like this, and this. Maybe not so much. This is how you make it so your owl's not just so much flat faced. And this is how you can make it to get the beak to stick farthest off the owl. Then you'd kind of, let's see here. Maybe not to that to degrees, but I want to remove this wood in here to here and slope it all back, and then your owl head will be like this, right? Then you can carve the beak in, remove the wood underneath the beak, then you carve the eyes in, and you don't have such a flat-faced owl, if that makes sense to you. So all this wood right here would be removed. Then, once that's removed, all this wood's removed to here, then you would do a cut here. This is the top of the head, remember? So a cut right here, and then go like this. So you'd remove this wood here too. So cut here, but slope it that way. You following me? So let's get the Dremel going. I think I'm going to be using the, I think I'll probably just be using the Extreme Flame Burr. I run a Dremel 4000 with a Dremel flex shaft and a foot pedal. So this is, I'm just going to start off with this. These extreme burrs aren't the best for basswood because this basswood gets fuzzy when you're carving it with these burrs. But yeah, so Kutzall Extreme Flame Burr for the owl head. Anybody wants to get these burrs, just go to the description below. You use the code CFusion if you go to the Kutzall site and you save yourself 5%. So I'm going to start removing this wood so it's sloped back this way, then this way. So you have a point there. Right? But you don't want to remove too much down here. Like, you want to slope it. Then I'm going to do that cut. So boom, boom. Actually, just thinking, you know, like I could probably pull out my knives and do this easier with the knives. It would cost less dust. Also, when you do a knife carving, make sure you wear your gloves, your cut-proof gloves, because if I wasn't wearing this glove, it would have cut my real finger off instead of just the glove finger. Okay, so I got the fan going, the dust collector. All the dust should be getting sucked down into these holes to a dust collector. Oh, gotta turn my Dremel up. Okay, see I got that point now. Now I'm going to go like this. I'm going to remove some of his belly in here a little bit. Okay, so you guys can see how that top half sloped back there on the front of his face. And these ones are like this. Now, I wish I had a smaller marker pen because this thing bleeds into the wood pretty good. So always, for me, I always helps me when I redraw my center lines on, right? So, okay, you can just make it so his eyes are right here and just have like a friggin' barn owl. You can do whatever you want to do. So for me, I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna go like this. And this. Now it's see, didn't draw them on because I'm too focused on filming than not paying attention. So, but yeah, that's kind of a nightmare. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get let's see here, a way less aggressive burr. I'm gonna get this Kutzall taper burr for this owl wood carving. I think this is the this is the gold one. Then I'm gonna go like this on the beak. So this would be his beak down here, right? I'm gonna go like this on this line and try and make them both the same. That's why I wish I would have used a pencil, but you guys wouldn't have been able to really see it in the video. So I'm gonna go like this here, then like this here. Then I'm gonna remove the wood inside here. All right, to make this part stick out, stick off. This piece with the beak will be sticking farther off the piece. So remove the wood inside here and the wood inside here. And try and, like I said, try and make these two pieces the same. Um, okay? Okay. All right, so we might as well keep going live with this. So you can see there how the top head part sticks the farthest off now. So I'm going to try and draw this on with a pencil. I'll just draw it on darker. Okay, so see those marks there? Now I'm going to remove the wood. Goes like this. Now I'm going to remove all this wood inside here. You know, this is how you can get a barn owl because you can cut back here. Anyways, I'll explain that later. Not a barn, great horned owl. So see those lines there? I'm going to cut and remove the wood inside here, right where my finger is. So you get two like fins sticking up. One, two. Okay, so you see how those are sticking up now? I can still remove more wood inside here. Sorry. I can still remove more wood inside the head. So this would be the head and this would be the wings up here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this the ink off the wings beak thing. That's why I wish I didn't use it, because it bleeds into the wood really good. All right. Okay, so there you can see our beak thing sticking farther off now. Now, if you look at this owl, there's nothing realistic about it, but it still kind of looks like an owl, fat little fluffer owl. Just my videos aren't really show you guys how to carve because, well, I'm not the best artist, and it's just to give you guys tips and tricks. So, like when I'm looking at this piece now, I I try and scale things out. Like this wing's kind of unequal to that wing. These wings, like if you look at this compared to that, these wings are too far forward. They don't need to be like all this here, all this wood right here can be cut off if I wanted to, but I don't care, right? So here's a Just Carve Rob owl that he made me years ago. So here's a cute little owl. Look how cute this little owl is. This is what I'm talking about. You can make any type of owl you want. See, his owl doesn't have a tail. There's no tail on there. It's a Just Carve Rob. We're gonna have to think of a name for Just Carve Rob's owls. Actually, I should try and get Rob to carve a new owl. Actually, this isn't the best piece of wood to set it on. But so like, you know, it's awesome, and I love this piece. I love this little hooter. So that's what I'm trying to say to you guys. Have fun when you're making them. All right? Okay, so now, what next? I think these wings are a little bit high for me. So I think right here, I'm going to go like this, put a pencil mark here, and then cut these wings down a little bit lower. Doesn't matter. Whatever I want to do, whatever you want to do. Right? Let's just stop there, put the camera in the overhead. I got this red pencil, so maybe that will work better. Okay, so the wings, let's bring them down a little bit more. right? So then we'll go like this. That's the thing about filming when you're doing this carving. It's hard to if you want to try and make things square because usually you'd pull it right in front of you, but here you have to hold your arms out and do it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna take these wings down a little bit, give them more of a face, and then once these wings are down, then we could do the eyes. Okay, so how about I just get this done offline? I'm just gonna carve this part away, the top part, and then on both sides, make them equal, and then we'll work on the eyes. Then we'll make everything nice and round before we do the details. Okay, so this is what I did. I cut the wings back further, like I said I was going to do. This one's still a little bit forward than this side. Let's get this thing square. Well, not really, a little bit. The height of the wings are pretty well the same. This one might be a little bit high. Not a big deal. I look at these line things here. This one's got a little bit of a curve. This one can be removed a bit more to equal this side, right? So what Ryan Cook taught me when I was chainsaw carving, and Uncle Kevin, you want to, before you start doing sorry, I got my hands are black. It's from the Spirit Trails, putting the carvings on the rebar with that glue, and then the PL9000. That's what that is. Anyways, you want to try and make like a realistic owl should be kind of sitting this way. It doesn't matter. Like for me, whatever. For this piece, but if you tell yourself that stuff, a realistic owl should be sitting this way, then every time that you do it, you're going to try and make it more realistic if you want to go that route, right? And I do, like, I can't lie and say I don't, not for this one, but when I'm doing chainsaw carvings, I do want to do realistic owls, but it's time and practice. And I'm not born with a naturally born artist gift, right? Sometimes it takes me 10 times to try and 100 times to make things the way I'm actually happy, right? And it's probably the same for you guys, but the more that you do, the better you're going to get, and you practice different things. So at this point, Ryan would say, Kevin would say, at this point, you want to try and make everything shaped nice. So I want to make these wings rounder. But if you look there, I don't have much room here to make them rounder, right? Because they're thin. But if you look back here, look at all the wood. When I say room, that means wood. Look at all the wood I have here to make them round, right? I have tons of wood there to remove, and when I'm removing it, I can make them round, right? So I'm going to do that next, make these wings a bit more rounder and shaped. Then we'll draw the eye things in. I don't know what they're called. I call them eye things. And yeah, that's what we'll do next. Actually, never mind. Let's just do these eyes. So this, I should probably, well, I guess I could do that after, but here, let me just get my Dremel out, and I got the gold taper burr on there again, and try and make this side the same shape as the other side. See, that's much better. Sometimes it's just one simple little cut. Okay, so these, let's call them eye wings. My problem before is I was doing them too low, like right here on the beak, but now I'm starting to do them up here. And this. So here, I don't know how well you guys are going to see this red. Now, are those equal? Those same to each other? So what I'm going to do is, let's see here. I don't know how well that red shows up, but this is why I cut the wings down lower, so you can make your eye thing, socket wing things bigger. try and make them the same. I always have a problem with that, making two sides equal. So there's the eyes drawn on. See that? So now I'm going to get this burr and carve on the outside. I'm going to carve on the outside of this line, and then we'll deal with it here later. So actually, just turn the fan on. Shut up, Jordy, and start carving. Okay. Whoa, I cut pretty deep in there. But now start removing the wood. Be careful of that beak. Okay, I don't know if you guys heard me when I was carving, but I said, uh-oh, I carved pretty deep in those lines. Then I had to remove the wood, so it's okay. This guy's a different looking owl. We're just having fun, right? So now these eye things, see that sticking off there? Now we want to scoop that in. We want to make it like that, so our center would be here, and we want to make them like a bowl kind of inside here. And what I'm going to do with that is, this thing makes me laugh. What I'm going to do with that is, I got this diamond burr on here. It's pretty aggressive. You get these on Amazon or eBay. I think this is 80 grit. I'm just going to slowly scoop out inside here, make it like a bowl, not deep like a bowl, but just scooped inside here. And then this side, I'm going to switch back and forth, try and make them equal. Okay, so let's turn the fan. I'll just do this for a few seconds. Okay, so you can see cutting in there when I said oh or I said something. Oh, the head's a lot smaller than the wings. That's okay. Sometimes your head can be bigger than the wings. So now I think at this point, I think this I could take this down again if I curve this closer down to the eye sockets. I want to show you what I mean, like a bowl. See how it's kind of like a bowl in there? But you see how high this is sticking off there? Where my finger's tapping? I could probably take that down a little bit more if I wanted to, but man, who cares? Okay, this kind of looks like a friggin' parrot, eagle owl. So I think I'm going to put the camera in the overhead and we're going to carve the beak in. I'm going to find a really, I got this diamond burr. I'm going to really take my time on the beak. This is a pretty aggressive diamond burr here too. I think it's 80 grit. And yeah, the owls sometimes they have those, I don't know what they are, beak cat. They're things underneath the beak that are kind of round like this. You could do that here too. But let's get this friggin' beak on. So, okay, where do we want to put her? So put a little, I don't really know if this guy needs the beak thing. Now the beak, um, you see how I tried to match these two sides the same for the eyes right there and right there. Now the beak, I've been practicing better beaks. So Uncle Kevin, when we were chainsaw carving, he says sometimes you curve the beak. Don't be afraid to curve the beak in deeper. So there's that line there. So now I'm gonna go in a slow and a 45 in there, right? With this little diamond burr. Let me get the burr hooked up. Okay, so I got the little burr on here. It's a little pointy diamond burr. Now I'm just gonna go like this up. I want to leave some tails. It's hard to explain, but now start removing the. Am I running? What's going on here? Got to undercut underneath those eye sockets. This basswood, when I'm using it with Dremel carving, is hard for me because it's kind of fuzzy. So I'm not trying to make excuses. When I mean pushing it, I think some of this needs to go away. It's too high. But pushing it back means, so let's see here if you guys can see the beak. So here's the beak. Pushing it back means carving it deeper inside there and making it pop out from in there and round like that. This diamond burr it's aggressive, but it doesn't seem like it's working that good for me. How about I'll keep on, I don't want to waste your guys' time, but I'll keep on taking wood away there. And then we got that, I don't know what it is, a beak catcher thing. We got to. Remove the wood below it. So I'm going to do this off camera so I can watch and be center with everything, and then I'll be back. I haven't done anything, but I put on this little tiny metal working burr. So let's try that a bit. Yeah, that's better. So, anyways, so the beak's kind of getting rounded. Good enough. Okay, so at the beginning of this video, I said lots of my owls look like fluff owls. I don't think this is a fluff owl. I think this is more like a, excuse me, a galaxy owl. I remember when I was super young, my dad took me to that movie in the theaters, Flash Gordon. This is a galaxy Flash Gordon owl. So remember what I said about making the wings round? See how they're just kind of flat right here where my thumb is? And I got all the wood here. I got tons of room there. See how thick they are? Now I'll just kind of round them off. I'll do that off camera. I'm all plugged up. I forgot to turn on my dust collector when I was doing this, and carving the Christmas trees and all that stuff has just made me super plugged up. So I'll make this all round, drink some coffee, and I'm going to round a pumpkin too. Yep. All right. So, hmm. When I look at this piece, I can see that this part of the eye thing is a bit lower than this one. I can fix that after. Things change when you're carving and you're doing art. You come up with different ideas. This was going to be an owl on a pumpkin, but I think it would look better an owl on a skull. I don't have room, I think, on this to carve a full size skull, and I don't know why. It's just another thing. I'm terrible at when carving faces, the bottom jaw. I just haven't practiced it enough. So I think I got another bigger skull replica. I'm going to carve this owl sitting on a skull. I think it's better. The galaxy skull, but it won't have a bottom jaw. And you see the way this skull kind of sits. I don't think I have room to make this one sit like that. So it will be more like this. And my skulls are just my skulls. Your guys' skulls are going to be your guys' skulls. But the more time that you spend on it, the better it's going to be because you're going to be taking your time. So, anyways, I think I'm going to end this video here. I still got so much more detail that basically the rest of the owl is going to be wood burning with my wood burning pen. I did shape out a couple pumpkins. I didn't film, but I will make a pumpkin video out of one of these, and I did. I think I did it last year. Um, what's that stuff called? You mix the two parts together. I got it right here somewhere. Anyways, that doesn't matter, but that will be on the video. Epoxy sculpt, and we'll make the top things out of the epoxy sculpt. So those will be a video coming up. On my last video, I said I have to go back to work, so there won't be as many videos. Well, there's still going to be lots of videos, just not as many. Basically, one every day. So this, I'll finish this tomorrow. I'll do the skull, the top part of the skull, and like this one's it's gonna have talons in there now too, right? Because plans change. So I could even carve it a tail if I wanted to now. Just cut it out down here, but that's okay. No need to. Another thing that I kind of was getting bored of doing all this stuff. Oh, this is also these pumpkins. I tried carving one with a knife, and I'm like, no way, that's never going to happen. They're maple wood, and maple's my least favorite local wood to carve because even when it's wet, it's fuzzy. When it's hard, it's fuzzy. I mean, dry, it's fuzzy, and it's just friggin'. It's maple to me is a hard wood. I don't know. I know wood turners like to, lots of wood turners like to use it because it sands up like with like a glass finish. But for me, I don't like carving it, but I did it. The rounder you can make the pumpkins, the better, so they don't look so squarish. But also, I had this on my shelf just behind me. This is manzanita burl. This is a smaller one. I've already carved one of these. I got a big one. My buddy Stu gave me. I got a huge one that's like this big, even bigger. But yeah, manzanita wood burl. At first, he told me it was grapevine burl, but no, this is manzanita wood, and I kind of hit it a little bit, carved it because, anyways, I just wanted to see the color in the wood. There it is. So this will be a project that I'll do this winter. This is super hard wood, but I'd much rather carve this than maple. Maple's just white, boring wood to me, and I just don't like it. But this, where's my water bottle? Let's give it a little water test where I did some carving. Got rid of the outer gray surface. Okay, so I got a water bottle here. Yeah, so look at the color in that wood. How's that? Down here too. Manzanita wood for all you guys that get it. My buddy Damon sent me some of it. It's one of my most favorite woods to carve actually because of the colors in it. But this stuff, the deeper that you carve it, the the darker of a rich, like almost blood red color you get. So this will be like a total fantasy thing where I'll find different faces and stuff. Like I've done some root things, and yeah, in the middle here, I'll probably put like a crystal with a light in there or something. Like this could even be a face coming off here, but this piece is just going to be covered in faces, I guess. But yeah, so see the color in that wood? Pretty neat, eh? And those are little tiny bug holes. But so, okay, back to the owl. Owls can be whatever you want them to be. As long as you're having fun, that's what it's about. Ooh, ooh, ooh.